Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The National Pension Fund of South Korea has invested $19.9 million in Coinbase stock. The Ethereum spot ETF that Blackrock proposed in a prospectus is moving along, and CoinShares is in talks to buy Valkyrie funds. Let's go in and dissect all of this and more. The National Pension Fund of South Korea has invested $19.9 million in Coinbase. This is quite encouraging. And you do realize that Coinbase is not a store like Amazon, right? They don't sell a wide variety of things like Walmart does. They are involved in the cryptocurrency market. An optimistic view of the future financial success of Coinbase would lead one to purchase shares in the company. It's not hard to see how an increase in Coinbase revenue would be correlated with a rise in the popularity of cryptocurrencies and the number of people using the Coinbase platform. Let me fill you in on the specifics, then. The National Pension System declared its holdings to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Wednesday, and it revealed that it had acquired 282,673 shares of Coinbase Global during the third quarter of this year. At the end of June, NPS assets under management reached $755 billion, making this the first time the organization has invested in a cryptocurrency-related securities. One South Korean news outlet said that the National Pension Fund does not invest directly in crypto assets, but that the fund may invest in crypto exchanges beginning in 2021. So, guys, they are prohibited from handling genuine coins. Nonetheless, they are making indirect investments. You can invest in Bitcoin mining through stocks of public Bitcoin mining businesses, as we have seen some Wall Street types do with MicroStrategy. They may invest in these ETF products, which are regulated, giving them exposure while reducing risk, which is why a Bitcoin spot ETF is so significant and bullish. So obviously, they're not holding the currencies directly, but they're betting on the corporations who are running the infrastructure of the crypto economy. Overall, this bodes well, as it indicates that both the market and Coinbase expect continued expansion and increased income. Let's get Coinbase in order. It's very obvious that if you want to make money off of cryptocurrency sales, there needs to be more people interested in buying, selling, and trading cryptocurrency. And it's really bullish, and we're going to see more pension funds do this. Once the Bitcoin spot ETF is allowed, my friends, that's where a lot of capital is going to pour into Bitcoin, and then there will obviously be multiple altcoin ETFs like Ethereum, and so on. Blackrock, the asset management giant, registered the iShares Ethereum Trust last week and submitted an SEC application through Nasdaq for the new vehicle, Ethereum. It's not surprising that a Bitcoin spot ETF would fool them. In addition to Bitcoin and Ethereum, they also want an Ethereum spot ETF, so more altcoins will likely emerge in the future. Friends, this is extremely encouraging news, but here are the specifics. Blackrock, the largest asset management in the world, has filed a S-1 form with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for its iShares Ethereum Trust, a spot Ether exchange-traded fund, or ETF. Very positive, my friends. I hope you are bullish. This comes after a company registered that name last week and Nasdaq filed a 19V-4 with the SEC requesting clearance for this bond ETF. I'm not referring to the minute fluctuations that might occur in the event of a crash in Bitcoin or Ethereum tomorrow. In this context, I am referring to the macro people in November and December of 2022. That trough has been passed. You need only expand the charts for yourself. When in doubt, zoom out, and we're making steady progress toward a new peak in 2025. Some predict that by the year 2024, we will see a new record high. The only thing to do is wait and see. However, the trend is the other way around. As opposed to the declining trend shown in 2022, we are now on an upward trajectory. I am optimistic for this reason. I'm ready to cash in on the present upswing as it approaches its height. In other words, somewhere in the latter half of the year 2025. The announcement that CoinShares is in talks to buy Valkyrie funds has just arrived. This is a fascinating turn of events. Furthermore, they effectively obtained the right to purchase Blackrock Capital. James Seyffert from Bloomberg was my guest on the show this time around. According to him, there were persistent rumors that Valkyries was for sale. This is the first time I've heard anything formal, and it may be huge for Valkyrie funds and CoinShares, introducing them to the United States with a bang. As of right now, they're issuing cryptocurrency ETFs in Europe. People can see what is going on. They are a crypto ETF provider, therefore it seems to reason that they will aim after the world's largest capital market, the United States. Everybody wants a piece of the action, so they're all throwing their hats into the ring. It's all good news. We discussed JP Morgan's tokenization plans yesterday. Avalanche is being used, and it has its own token, called AVAX. We discussed how JP Morgan is like a walled garden with their JPM coin and Onyx. This is an internal blockchain. But how can we benefit from what they're doing? We also discussed the possibility of purchasing VAX tokens, which may be used to participate in the separate public blockchains. Okay, listen up. The CEO of JP Morgan Onyx, who is not Jamie Dimon, has now spoken. Contrast this with the CEO of Onyx. Within 2 years, he stated, we want to see daily blockchain transactions of $5 billion to $10 billion US. So, they're not done expanding this yet. And, Jamie Dimon was basically playing the smoke and mirrors game all the way back in 2017. Right? He was making the rounds, spreading the word that Bitcoin is a fake or a scam. And it makes no difference to him, don't talk to me about it. Portello the retail and the public don't look at this as garbage right when you're using the technology and growing with it while they were using Ethereum to build up JPM coin and Onyx and much more. Right. That explains everything then. The cards are out on the table, and they have taken their positions. Companies like Blackrock and Franklin Templeton are represented. The majority of them are interested in crypto. They plan to use it in future construction. This is quite fascinating. And in addition to Avalanche being utilized by JP Morgan, it's also being used by Citigroup or Citibank. In a tweet published today, Avalanche stated that the city has experimented with blockchain technology to value and carry out simulated impact trades on Avalanche and Evergreen subnets. The Monetary Authority of Singapore and the financial sector collaborated on Project Guardian, which includes this proof of concept from the city. These are major alliances, right? Avalanche is a tool used by JP Morgan, a low-tier bank. I plan to increase my AWAX holdings, as I said in yesterday's show. You should do your own research and not take that as financial advice. As a result, I'm investigating that possibility. In addition, I won't be buying a VAX at the gas station or at the new record highs. Rather, I'll be dollar cost averaging during market corrections and large-scale declines. You want to take a position at that time so that you can buy low and sell high. To avoid regrettable cases of FOMO such as oh no, I read this news, you should probably read it. That necessitates that I immediately go out and purchase a VAX. No, that's the path to ruin. You need to do some investigating to get a handle on the situation. Then, consider where we are in the cyclical process. And you've got to look at the charts, the IVAX breakout still isn't pumping, to determine if this is a good moment to accumulate. Or has it recovered somewhat from its 2021 bull market lows, by whatever percentage? So you have to look at it that way, folks, right? Take your time, look at the charts, and much more now. Short word from our sponsor, and that is Uphold, which is a terrific crypto platform that I've been using since 2017. You may buy, sell, and trade Bitcoin and more than 260 other cryptocurrencies on their platform. They also accept many different fiat currencies and have precious metals available for trade. More than 150 countries offer them. They've got a fantastic software and platform, and you can trust their privacy and openness. They do audit, so they don't lend your funds out or steal your funds. I've conducted interviews with the company's CEO, CFO, and many others on this site, so I know it's reliable. So, check out the description for additional information on Uphold. Continuing his media tour and talking points about cryptocurrency, US presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy is now speaking. This is a fascinating topic. He's zeroing in on this, as seen by the video of him being interviewed at a coin desk that he tweeted out. His tweet said as follows: "At the North American Blockchain Summit this morning in Texas, since the inception of crypto, I will be introducing my 3 freedoms of crypto policy framework. Its ascent has been met with opposition from the shadow government of the Washington, D.C. administrative state and its allies on Wall Street. Administrative rulemaking and arbitrary enforcement have been used to enact laws that Congress refuses to legislate. I would free the creative crypto, energy, and pharmaceutical industries from the unconstitutional shadow government if elected president." In addition to live streaming, he covered several other topics. Several things to note, guys. Voting on crypto is an option. 1. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and other government agencies, including, but not limited to, derogates, are being criticized by a wide range of public figures, including business leaders, lawmakers, and even presidential candidates. The optics and the story are therefore failing Gary Gensler. And that's excellent because his ally, Elizabeth Warren, is a formidable opponent. To counter the misinformation that Elizabeth Warren has been spreading through the Wall Street Journal, we need to spread more positive and informative stories about crypto and what's actually happening. So this is all wonderful, whether you like Vivek, or you detest him for what he's discussing here in the issue. This is crucial. And he is strongly opposed to things like bloated bureaucracies and the SECs, led by unelected officials like Gary Gensler, arrogant belief that they write the law rather than Congress. Many of them are apparently out of control. And they have to be reined in. And I think the crypto business has felt that way with Gary going up against the SEC and doing whatever he wants, but the courts have been a tremendous way to keep these agencies in check, and not just with crypto and the SEC, but with the EPA and other things as well. So all wonderful news, folks, and things are moving in the right path here. Speaking of Gary Gensler, Warren Davidson is a prominent opponent of Gary's responses. Watch from this week's Financial Committee hearing on disentangling criminal behavior and digital assets, which he tweeted out today. In it, he claims that cash, not cryptocurrencies, is the king of illicit finance. He's putting people on the stand by demanding an answer to the question, how much cryptocurrency has been used for illicit finance? And the typical response is something along the lines of very little, nothing, or not a great deal, despite the fact that such transactions can be tracked and thereby prevent the funding of terrorism and other illegal activities. And we observed that use by Hamas and these other terrorist organizations really ramped down as their contributors were receiving papers, right? That's because the blockchain reveals the exact source and destination of each transaction. And a lot of markets use Know Your Customer and anti-money laundering procedures. The reason this matters is the Wall Street Journal and Elizabeth Warren are at it again with the disinformation campaign. Therefore, it is imperative that the truth be widely known. Applause for Representative Warren Davidson. Finally, Singapore plots live wholesale CBDC pilot for next year. The wholesale CBDC will be used as a common settlement asset in domestic payments. According to yesterday's episode, the International Monetary Fund will soon publish a handbook on CBDCs. No, I'm not looking forward to it. I can't say that I'm even a fan. But what I'm arguing is that it will happen eventually, barring any miraculous intervention. Right? You're just lifting your fist and tweeting at the sky without doing anything. But they will soon arrive. In light of this certainty, I can't help but wonder which blockchain CBDs will be issued on. After all, it could only help the cause if the word got out that, say, CBDCs on Ethereum already employ the XRP ledger algorithm. Demonstrating the value of blockchain technology by addressing a pressing issue is essential. Knowing that governments are adopting them is a significant stamp of approval. People are naturally inclined to agree with official government policies and pronouncements. Now I want to know more about that. That all governments and central banks eventually adopt CBDCs demonstrates however, that the token economy is inevitable. The money will be put to use in the economy. I know. Personally, I'm worried about the potential applications of such programmability. The good news is that we do have options. The value of our currency is secure. I believe you will be required to make use of the CB and DC in some capacity. However, there are other options to consider. This is how I've come to see it. Cannabidiol-based products are not something I adore. I need it by tomorrow, actually. I'm not arguing that people are easily triggered. It's like, do you tweeting about it? Or, complaining about it is pointless until you provide a solution. Because of this, it's done. To wit, if you follow that tack, I really dislike CBDCs. Excellent news. But what steps are you doing at this time? Right? What, do you people just like to talk? Right? But then, what are you doing? What's the game plan? But typically, nobody thinks forward. They are at a loss as to how to stop it. Expect it. In any case, I think we have the alternatives, and if it's on certain public blockchains, which we hold the tokens of, we can at least profit off of this thing and make some money off of it. That is how I see it. I'm curious as to your thoughts. What do you make of this situation? Please let me know what you think by voting yes or leaving a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. See you later, bye.